Surprise! You really thought we were gonna have a Star Wars movie review marathon during the month of December and not go over this?
Yeah, it was destiny. It was fate.
Oh my, wait, a third person?
Yep.
Yes, this time I was dragged along with them. I was
Yep.
told they were
Nathan November
Star Wars
Joy
movie.
joins us as the first guest we've had on a Rambling Review. And this is the Star Wars Holiday Special. Rambling Review, Star Wars Holiday Special. Thoughts, Joel? You first? We had a fun experience considering Nathan's a Star Wars newbie, I'm a Star Wars regular, and Joel is the Star Wars veteran.
Yeah.
So, veteran first?
It could be worse. It's bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, getting shot in the heart can be worse. You could get shot in the head.
There's like 2 entertaining scenes. And by entertaining, I mean mediocre, but not the worst. And now they're good enough for you to feel a sense of relief, and you're like, oh, okay, I can actually like pay attention to this and not lose my mind.
It's one of those rare cases of a bad movie that genuinely feels like it gets slightly better as it goes. Like, it never becomes good, I don't think, but genuinely the better parts are near the end, whereas the worst things are front-loaded.
Yeah, but the problem is, the worst things are front-loaded. And a lot of the worst parts come from the major parts of this movie, so I think the best way for us to cut this movie down is to talk about each section of it.
Yeah. Because the characters don't matter. They're just Wookiees waiting.
You can't
for
really get
Chewbacca to show up.
personality from those.
They're just like, we're Wookiees. We're waiting for
So,
Dad to show
yeah,
up.
first off, the Wookiee family sections.
Obnoxious Wookiee noises.
What do we even say that's not been said? The Wookiees are the biggest issue is that Wookiees are fine as a side character because 9% of the time, you pretty much get what they're saying from what Han or C-3PO react to them saying. You pretty much understand what they're going for. When you have nothing but Wookiee characters,
Yeah.
you run out of things to listen to instead of just a freaking dog mixed with a hive of bees.
That and, it doesn't help that they also make more obnoxious Wookiee noises, alongside them not being translated. Not to mention that what plot is actually in the Wookiee family sections feels really, really thin.
Mm-hmm. Where it's like pretty much just stormtroopers, like halfway through the movie, stormtroopers enter the house trying to find the rebels to be on the planet Kazak or whatever it was, aka not Kashyyyk.
3 Ys a riot.
So yeah, that's halfway through, and otherwise it's just a family of Wookiees. And then we just get a merchant person who joins them halfway through and then Imperials show up. And then the plot just kind of stays there until most of the Imperials leave, and then there's just one guy left.
And then he, starts to cause problems. And then Han and Chewie show up and they push him off the balcony.
No, they did not push him off. He fell into the balcony and fell through it. He threw himself off.
Yeah, it's like he kind of like tripped off the balcony. I don't know. Maybe it was really slippery or something.
Yeah, I don't freaking know. Maybe he was just so in awe of Harrison Ford's handsomeness that he backpedaled into it.
That is amazing to say, considering what we're seeing for the thumbnail right now.
Well, it's not Harrison Ford, though. I mean, I guess he's voiced by Harrison Ford, but...
Okay, so is that pretty much all we have to say on the Wookiee family sections? Just flawed at the design concept, flawed by concept?
I mean, I also think they just don't look as, like, the Wookiee suits just don't look as good as Chewbacca either.
Yeah.
So having to look at them for half the movie just doesn't work out
Because
well.
it's just bad costume design, because, yeah, you're working on TV show budget instead of... Not even TV show budget, TV special budget instead of movie design. I'm pretty sure they weren't really made by by Oz and such.
Mm-hmm.
It makes Chewbacca stand out that much more because they put a bit more effort into him, whereas everyone else looks incredibly goofy, especially the kid Wookiee Lumpy. Every time they show us a close-up of that kid,
He looks like he's dying inside or staring into our souls.
Yeah. Someone help that child.
And Maul's just kind of a nothing character, and he concerns me.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later, though.
I think the only thing she did throughout the whole thing was get onto the kid for stealing a cookie and
then cook, and then beat, and then just kind of sit in the corner until Chewie got there. Okay, let's go over the sections. The first section was the dance on the table.
I guess
the hologram table dance.
I guess George Lucas was like, "Hey, I made this like circus performance thing. Why don't we make it like a hologram thing in the movie? Because I worked really hard on this side project."
It really doesn't feel like it belongs. Even if the device, surprisingly, the device they were using actually was in the episode 4. It just didn't get anywhere near as much screen time for obvious reasons.
Yeah, it's used in the one like chess thing where the best part of that is let the Wookiee win.
Yeah.
And also just the fact that all of them look off, honestly. Like, all of the dancers look off.
Yeah. No. Well, I give it, at least the choreography is pretty good. Maybe?
Choreography is nice, the green screen effects, not so much.
No. Okay, well, next one, the cooking show. I'm not even sure what to say about it. It's a cooking show that's made for free-armed people. Wookiees are not free-armed. Why is this even being shown? Maul is not even following it 90% of the time.
Yeah.
He just gives up on the video halfway through.
I guess that's part of the joke is that Mala's not making it correctly, and also the general mannerisms. But it's less funny and more just awkward.
I feel like they think that the absurdity of it will make you laugh, but it doesn't work, especially since you're just stuck there for so long.
Yeah.
I feel like this joke could work if it was a little bit punchier and take a little less screen time on it.
Yeah, and I think if they, like, I don't know, maybe back then that was, like, a lot more similar to what cooking shows were, but if they, like, specifically referenced a well-known cooking show, I think that, like, they made a whole bunch of references to well-known cooking shows at the time.
Yeah.
That might work.
Or maybe make it even more absurd, actually. Like, not
Yeah.
only give them, like, free arms, give them more arms so it's just impossible to follow, and also maybe just like, adding ingredients that literally no normal person can get or something. Like, go overboard with the absurdity to make the joke work.
Yeah. But then you question, why is she watching this? Because it still doesn't work.
Yeah. Like, again, most of this movie, most of the special is just flawed by concept alone. Like, the very concept of it is flawed, and it just went with it anyway.
Yeah, it almost feels like they were like, okay, we have a plot for this movie. We've got it all figured out.
We only have to where it's only 20 minutes.
What do you mean it's 20 minutes, or we need another 70 minutes? Cookie
porn.
Cookie porn.
Next
cookie
section.
show.
Next section. Itchy gets some ASMR from a random human woman after a kaleidoscope.
And then she sings about how she's only going to exist for a few minutes. Please love me, so our existence meant something.
What the fuck?
That's not quite what I got. What I got was more of a generic love song, but still. The thing that surprised me most about it is that it was apparently original. Mitchell just made for this special.
Yeah, all the songs were made for this special. That's what happens usually for TV specials back then. Like, I think this is around the same time as stuff like Grinch Night and such. Like, TV specials were a common occurrence back then.
But, yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it's very obvious filler is most of these sections.
And pretty much all, it's like, yes, the Wookiee porn thing. Let's just make the grandpa creepy grandpa.
Watching human woman ASMR.
Basically the only characterization we get for him in the whole movie
is that he's a lonely,
creepy old man.
I have to admit, though, as much as it is creepy that he's looking at a human woman like that and stuff,
yeah,
it only made the section actually worse if it was a Wookiee woman. Imagine that whole song just in Wookiee.
Oh, God! Oh, God! Yeah, Joel also complained about why there's not, like, a prayer near the end when they're, like, at the table. It's just silent. But then I'm like, do you want Wookiee prayer?
No. I do not.
Okay, so, the next section is just the special giving up and switching over to MTV for a music video for you. Pretty much. Where an Imperial just gets entranced by a 70s band.
And, I just want to question, why the heck did the officer just sit there and let this happen for, like, 5 freaking minutes?
I don't know.
Really good fun, I guess.
Especially because, like, immediately afterward, he's like, okay, back to business. We're doing this and this and this. And, like, why did he let this happen in the first place?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah. I like how it's absolutely nothing to do with the music video at all. It's just like...
The music video itself is fine, honestly.
But it's like, why is this here? The obvious part of, why is this even here?
Yeah.
This looks like it could be in any music. It just looks like a music video for MTV, where the special just changed the channel for you. It's like, wait, you're still watching this? Here, watch something else.
Yeah, it's mostly just, why is this here? We did not justify this in the plot, and it just, even if we did, it's way too long, and why? Why is this here?
Rip
that band, by the way.
Yeah.
It's also also part. It's also part of it. It's also the section of the way it ties in. It's like supposed to be almost a vaguely tense situation. It's like, oh no, tensions are rising. But then salesman guy just shows the officer MTV and entrances him. It feels like a really cheesy like advertorial thing. Like these are all supposed to be advertisements for products, except none of them actually exist.
But it's a real band.
It's a real band, but you're trying to advertise. It's like it feels like you're trying to advertise to me for things that I can't actually buy. That's the level you've gotten to.
Oh yeah, should we also mention just the random Star Wars cameos where every character just looks depressed? Like every character from the original Star Wars just looks depressed to be here.
Like, legitimately, Chewbacca's, like, the only person in this whole movie who actually looks normal.
Well, one of two people, I'd say. But, yeah, Chewie's the only returning actor that looks like he actually is trying to give a performance. And most of it's just because the mask work is probably just the same as the movie.
Yeah.
It's just the movie's outfit, and the movie's outfit works to give him emotion and personality.
Yeah.
But when you really think about it, Chewie does barely anything in this movie.
He doesn't even look through the peephole to tell who's knocking on the door. I'm like, do you have a peephole? Oh, apparently he doesn't have a peephole because he didn't use the peephole. 5 seconds later,
his son
looks through the peephole. I'm like, there is a peephole! Use it!
Maybe it was recently installed or something, I don't know.
I mean, I guess it was pretty low to the ground. Maybe he just didn't want to crouch down that low, but okay, still.
Oh yeah, should I also mention the random as hell showing of the balcony earlier in the movie where the kid just walks on it for some reason and it looks like he's just randomly contemplating suicide after his mom told him to not have a cookie?
I didn't get a cookie. My life is over.
Seriously, it looks like he's just contemplating ending it all. Then again, that's probably just because of his face being bad.
What it looks like, I think it was an extremely clumsy attempt at foreshadowing. It was like, oh look, look how deep this fall is, and then near the end of the movie, that's when the stormtrooper is.
Yeah, that's why I said random foreshadowing, but it looks odd.
What was that?
But yeah, I said it was foreshadowing, but I just said it looked odd.
Yeah.
So, anyway, the most famous part of this, the cartoon, which is also marks the first appearance of Boba Fett in the original movies.
So, it's like partially legitimately decent and partially.
Look at Han's face.
Okay. Animation aside, it's surprisingly decent. The animation is hilariously bad.
Honestly, having seen some cartoons from the 70s, this does look like a cartoon from the 70s.
Yeah.
It does look like a 70s animation cartoon. Like, those were pretty bad. When they were low budget 70s cartoons looked pretty bad. You can see the like Scooby-Doo-ish designs here.
Yeah.
Like if someone told me this was unused for Hanna-Barbera stuff, I believe them.
It looks relatively on par. It actually has a genuine plot. Actually has a genuine attempt at a plot behind its first appearance. If you have to if for whatever reason you have to watch any part of this special, any one part, this is probably the best part of it. Albeit still not necessarily great, but it might actually be worth looking.
Though it's kind of random where they just have a random cartoon of actual people.
Yeah,
and then meeting a Boba Fett, and then him just being an actual character. And I'm like, what? What?
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind
kind
of
of
weird
weird.
to have a movie talking about like the exploits of people from the Rebel Alliance, considering this is supposed to be a place controlled by the Empire that they're living in. I don't know.
Especially how the kid's trying to hide it from the Imperial Army.
Yeah, it's very bizarre if you're trying to think of... Why are we trying to think of the lore implications of this movie?
Because the movie gives us nothing else to think about. It's just Wookiee noises 90% of the time. It leaves your mind to wander.
Now, this is what I think is really funny. In an animation that looks like this, what we have on screen here, it looks like this. And out of this, we got one of the biggest fan favorite character designs in all of Star Wars.
Boba
and yes,
Fett.
he does look good in this. He looks like Boba Fett.
Yeah,
And he is cool. How did this happen?
I don't know. I would love to see the development history on, like, what came first? Like, was the Boba Fett concept first, or was it from this? What came first is my biggest question.
All I know is that out of all the things they could have kept from this special to actually make canon, that's probably the best choice they could have made, all things considered.
Unfortunately, he hasn't really progressed much beyond I look cool.
I mean, Boba Fett doesn't do much in the special either. He fails. He immediately gets found out, and then it's just like, peace out, Buck, guys, I'm gone. Yeah. Doesn't even try to, like...
Greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy.
Immediately runs when he's found out.
I mean, he's not Mando. He doesn't like those odds.
So honestly, like, Chewie looks fine, 3PO is decent, Luke's decent, Leia needs help, and I'm not even sure how to describe Han when he opens his eyes.
Also, R2 is bizarrely wobbly and looks organic and not like a robot.
I think that's just the animation design.
Yeah, the animation makes him look organic and not like he's made out of metal, because he, like, bends in places he should not be able to bend.
Also, why does C-3PO blink sideways? So, next section is the how to make thing. With a robot that clearly needs help, and they just went, yeah, that was the take we got, that's the take we're getting. Like, in the universe, what the hell?
Like, what is this supposed to be? Is this, they just couldn't afford to do a second fix their droid and do a second take? Or is this like a live thing? Did they not record this beforehand? Do you like call in and this droid comes to help you or something? And he just broke down?
No, we put in the tape into the TV to play this.
Maybe they used the tape
It's an instructional video. It said near the beginning it was an instructional video for it. But it's like, why? And I love that scene purely because it's clearly not funny, but it's so awkward it somehow becomes funny anyway. Like, I couldn't help but laugh at just how perplexed I was at this.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, it's just... Like,
Can I also...
best way to describe...
Can I also...
Sorry.
Can I also point out that this is our first human replica droid. Yeah! The origin of everybody's favorite character, Guri, who's not in any of the movies. She's only in the expanded universe, and it's probably not canon anymore.
So anyway, Nathan, you were saying?
I was mostly disagreeing that it was somehow so unfunny that the jokes somehow became funny again, purely based on how poorly delivered it
But
was.
honestly, the biggest problem with most of the jokes in this movie is that they're in, like, 5-minute clips. you're just stuck there waiting for the joke to end.
And the joke has, like, it's like, here, we're gonna bring in this character to make jokes for 5 minutes.
And it's the same joke for 5 minutes.
And it has nothing to do with the rest of the plot. For 5 minutes. And then you have not really plot for like 3 minutes. And then another 5 minutes of jokes that have nothing to do with the plot.
Or random music video.
Yet, by character that has nothing to do with the plot and never appears before or after.
Mm-hmm. Is that pretty much everything on the training video?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we get to the final major segment before the plot fully kicks in. Live on Tatooine? I have so many questions. Why is this required viewing for Imperials?
We need to
Is
know...
this like the Emperor's Passion Project to just be like, here's reality. Here is reality on other planets.
It's like reality TV on this outer rim planet that's not even part of the Empire?
But we have a curfew on this planet?
You know,
even I'm confused by this.
The Hutts are in charge of this. Why can we put a curfew? How did we get this past Jabba?
I don't know. The best idea I have is that in universe it was supposed to be some kind of propaganda film or something.
For what?
What kind of message is it supposed to be pushing?
For what? Don't get a curfew and don't advance on your bartender? That's what I got from it.
Things you can basically get from it.
So as far as the actual scene,
the first half is kind of just odd with the guy just confessing his love to this bartender. Where, by the way, B. Arthur feels like the only actor actually trying to make this film work.
Yeah. I mean, maybe both.
I think that's mostly just because it's the charm of B. Arthur, who's just a treasure.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, that guy's pretty creepy. It's not like, it's just like... Okay!
Please stop coming on to me, sir. Have a drink, please die. I just shoved a whole pitcher into your head.
Because it drips from his head for some reason.
And then the song, which honestly I feel like is one of the better ones.
Yeah, it's like it's not bad. It's decent.
Honestly, it's probably my second favorite part of this movie.
Yeah, it's like...
Where it's like, I kind of wish the special was just that. Was just scenes like that. Just seeing, like... If you're gonna have the cut off segments where we go away from the main plot and do this, why not just have us see, like, other planets dealing with their own issues? It feels like something that actually work as a TV special and would give you a reason to use like the other costumes and such.
Yeah.
Like if you're doing it, you might as well do it something like this.
Since you know the structure of this, like, there was no reason this needed to have a plot or everything else about it.
Except to have some reason to have be like a holiday special. Where we have a holiday that's never explained to us until the last minute before Carrie Fisher sings a song about the Tree of Life and peace, and it's like, what? Like, we don't get any part of this Wookiee, like, tradition until literally the last minute where it's just thrown at us. And we're supposed to just know everything that's happening.
I guess the best assumption is it's like Christmas, except they use snow globes full of candles and
teleportation?
And then they get teleported to the Tree of Life, and for some reason other people can go there somehow, including droids. How did droid? That's my... Like, I'm like, okay, I can buy maybe like Luke, Leia, and Han had their own snow globes.
But if they had the snow globes, why did Chewie have to head all the way home? If he could just teleport there and see his family. When you know it's dangerous and you're a criminal and you could die, why would you still risk going home? And you can just teleport and see your family anyway.
It's not really explained how it works. I guess they just didn't. I don't know. I don't even know.
Well, then I'm like, the 3PO and R2. I'm just like, how are you here?
We droids cannot celebrate love like you do, but we wish we could. That's pretty much all 3PO says during that scene.
I have to wonder the same thing too. Anything is like, is this actual teleportation, or it has to be? Otherwise, there's no way everyone else could suddenly get there. So.
Yeah, Luke and the others were trying to contact Chewie, being like, we got Rebel stuff we got to discuss. You there? Like, what are they doing there? Why didn't everyone go together then?
I mean,
how'd they get there?
I could, like, if the droids weren't there, I could see it being some sort of force reconnector through the force kind of weird thing.
Except that's not the force because it's a room full of other Wookiees.
Yeah, the tree of life is some powerful force thing that only does stuff once a year on Life Day. I don't know.
Again, the holiday itself is
except
never
for there are droids there, so it can't be the Force.
Like, what kind of holiday special doesn't explain the holiday? I'm not.
They expected the viewers to just assume, oh, it's Christmas. It's just Christmas. It's Wookiee Christmas.
But it's not Christmas. It's not even called the Christmas special. It's called the Star Wars Holiday Special, and they give it a different name. And then there's just the random cloaks and snow globes that teleport you. And then suddenly everyone's there. When there was such a hassle to get Han and Chewie there.
And then, for some reason, Leia's like, I'm going to hijack this Wookiee holiday and make a big speech and sing in front of everyone. Why does she get to do that?
I guess because she's the rebellion leader, pretty much. And it's like, peace. We sing for peace to get rid of the Imperials because the Imperials are evil.
Yeah.
That's the best way I could think.
I don't know.
And then it just kind of ends.
Yeah, and then that's the end of the movie. Wait, did we talk about... yeah. We did talk about the stormtrooper falling off the balcony.
Yeah. We
that's
talked
the thing
about
that happened. You're the Wilhelm scream.
Anything else, guys? Besides final thoughts?
I kind of want to watch Star Wars The Clone Wars again so I can... I remember before I was like, yeah, I still hate Star Wars The Clone Wars more than this movie. I kind of want to watch it again. And
Which
one?
What?
The Star Wars
Clone Wars. What?
I like the show. The movie's terrible.
Oh, you mean the 3-minute segments put into one, right? Oh, you mean the
movie that
you mean the
starts
CGI one?
Yeah, the
you mean
CGI movie that starts the CGI show. The
Oh,
CGI
okay.
show is great. The movie that starts it, terrible.
Oh, okay. That's a problem when you just have free things called the Clone Wars.
Yeah, there's Star Wars Clone Wars, there's Star Wars The Clone Wars, the movie, and then there's Star Wars The Clone Wars, the show.
And only one of them turned out to be especially good.
Two of them.
Two of them are good.
Because the old one's
movie's
actually pretty
terrible.
damn good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, introduce the general. We're not even talking about the holiday special anymore.
Anyway, final thoughts on the holiday special, Joel.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
As a veteran Star Wars fan, how do you feel?
This has been stricken from canon, and I don't blame them.
George Lucas literally personally ashamed of. Jar Jar, he's not ashamed of. Sequel trilogy, he has not gone on record saying he doesn't like it. Holiday special, he is personally ashamed of. He has gone on record saying that if he could, he would destroy every copy and banish it from existence.
I mean, yeah.
I think that says enough on what the heck what this is. On how he feels about this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this out there. And if I ever, I don't know if I've actually heard anyone say this. If I ever, please no one ever say that The Last Jedi is as bad as the Star Wars Holidays. There is no way. It is a way better movie. Like, I'm not even saying it's a fantastic, I think it's a deeply flawed but okay movie. This is a bad movie.
Yeah, that's one thing I feel like I can agree on. There's no way it can possibly be, like, at this level.
Yeah, to me it's just, this movie's flawed on concept and does not execute remotely close to what it needed to be. It's got moments of greatness in there, but it's like, I wouldn't even say greatness,
decency.
really.
I'd say decency.
Yeah, it's like the cartoon and the bar segment, I think, are actually kind of good. Like, they're at least... That might just be, after all the things this movie puts you through, those just seem like fantastic things afterward.
Yeah, honestly, like, I was thinking during the song, I was trying to put myself in that space of, if this song showed up in a good movie, it would probably be the weakest part of the whole movie. Like, if you put that scene in a good context, like, it made sense in context. You had a scene like that in, like, one of the original trilogy movies, it'd be, like, the worst part of the movie.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be terrible. It wouldn't ruin the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be like, okay, that happened. That was fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But the sad thing is, it's by far the best part of the movie.
But yeah, otherwise, this holiday special, I see why George Lucas is ashamed. Nathan, as the Star Wars rookie?
Honestly, I didn't know that much going in. It feels like it feels like I don't even know how to describe it. The plot itself is paper thin, but it feels like it keeps constantly getting interrupted by advertisements, like constant sponsorship deals every couple minutes.
Which is kind of what a lot of TV specials were back in the day, where I can say that for certain, like, this is online with TV specials back in the day.
Yeah,
but like, I kind of have to agree. Pretty much almost no part of this feels like it works, and the few parts that do kind of feel like they work, it's only because anything with any remote semblance of quality feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like Titanic from the middle of everything else it's surrounded by.
Yeah. And like the weird thing about the whole advertisement thing is it's like none of these things are quote unquote advertising or even real. Why do we care? Like I guess there was like one real band that played at a music video, I guess.
Who is apparently just a one-hit wonder from the 70s.
Yeah. So,
I can only assume the PR from being in this likely did not help their career.
yeah.
Apparently a lot of people watched it, though, but pretty much it got bad ratings even then.
So yeah, bad movie. Don't watch it unless you. Well, okay, watch it with your friends, knowing that it's terrible.
Yeah, if you watch it with people, you're gonna find something enjoyable. It's that kind of level of bad where it's like, it's still watchable, but you can just watch it with friends and riff on it so hard.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that's probably what makes it worth watching with friends.
It does. I think it does fall into the category of it's so bad it starts to become good, but in a kind of weird way where it's still kind of I kind of hesitate on that because I'm not like it's hilarious, cheesy fun or anything. It's just the whole time you're just like, what am I watching? What the heck is this?
And I feel like that makes it slightly work.
Yeah,
As
like,
just this weird acid trip of a Star Wars movie. Like, what did I just witness? What is going on with my life right now?
That and as you mentioned, it is ripe for mockery, and I think genuinely with pretty much any friend group, the jokes you'll make about the movie will probably be more entertaining than anything the movie makes.
Pretty much.
Yep. So you'll probably have a good time with the movie. There's a good chance you'll have a good time with the movie. The movie gets absolutely no credit for that.
Yep. Alright.
That Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yep.
It's a thing. This is a thing that happened.
For anyone actually wanting the Empire Strikes Back review, it's coming the day after Christmas, since this is coming out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So it won't be long.
So.
It won't be long before you get what you were actually waiting for.
We just figured there wasn't a better time to mention this one, where it's like, we're literally uploading these during December. Why wouldn't we do this?
Yeah.
As just a random one. And hey, this is where it goes in the timeline. And there's technically nothing saying it's not canon.
Except they contradicted it multiple times. For example, Kashyyyk is the Wookiee home planet, not whatever they call it in this movie.
Kazook or whatever.
Kazook.
Whatever.
So yeah, you guys take care. Meanwhile, we will be trying to figure out what Wookiee Ookies are. Still.
I almost want to try one, but if they're the same quality as the rest of this movie, I feel like I would never recover.
The Virgin Wookiee Ookie versus the Chad Wookiee Cookie.
That was not a joke I was ever expecting to hear from you, Joel.
See you guys for the next review. See you in 2 days for Empire.